I want to tell you guys about if I've had a couple emails asked, do you have to have sows to make more money off your feeder pigs? And that's not necessarily true. The only reason why farrow is because I cut out any other hands that can be made money off of my hard work. I won't want anybody else's hands in my pie besides one person, and that's how I want to keep it. In reality, I could go out and buy all my feeder pigs to sell to customers, but once you've bought some pigs before, I'm talking about once you've bought, a lot of pigs, you'll notice, if you gotta sell up towards 15 pigs, 15 or 20 pigs, if you don't know a breeder around here that's got at least 2 sows, then you're gonna be driving, pick up 5 here, then you're gonna have to drive 2 hours there and pick up another 8, and then drive another hour somewhere else to pick up another 4. And then you're going to get all those pigs together, and you're going to notice right off the bat some of them are going to make it to butcher date, and then some of them aren't even growing. That's why I have my own sows. I know what pigs I'm going to have. I know generally how fast they're going to grow. I know they're going to grow. They look good. And like I said, the other guy, I'm taking his hands out of my pocket basically by farrowing myself to sell to people. And it's a lot of work doing it that way. If you just sell 15 pigs a year, you're better off just going and buying 15 feeder pigs a year off of somebody and raising them yourself. Sell a little bit more than that. To be honest with you, I can't tell you how much I'm going to sell, but I sell a little bit more pigs than that. It's just easier for me to have 10 sows, 10, 12 sows. I know when they're going to be bred. I don't have to go buy a bunch of feeder pigs off of random people and hope that they're all in health, even though people say they are, they're not. I know what I'm getting. I can tell the customers where these pigs come from, all the way from the mother. Tell them they were born here, they were raised here on the dirt to go to the butcher. They'd most likely rather have one of them than have a hog confinement pig. These pigs are fed grain and soybean meal ration mix. And they get eggs from the other farmers that give them to me, and bread. They get that stuff. So I do give my pigs dewormer. I do give them antibiotics when they're sick. People will want them all natural, but I'm not going to feed a pig that's full of worms because I'm just feeding the worms at that point. I don't understand why people want them that way. You need to deworm your pigs for them to grow properly. If you don't deworm them, if they don't have iron in the dirt, you need to give them iron shots or they're not going to grow. Just little things I'm trying to tell you guys that I've learned so far that I don't want you to go down that path. If you are only going to sell 10 feeder pigs a year to 15 feeder pigs a year, you just need to go find somebody, a breeder, and tell them, hey, I want this many on this date. That's your better option. Me, I just kind of like doing all this stuff. It's not a hobby because it's a lot of work. I just enjoy doing it. And I know where my pigs are coming from. They're born here, they're raised here, then they go to butcher. People would rather, where'd you get those pigs? And you got to tell them the truth. Or you can lie to them, tell them, oh, they were raised here when they weren't. And that's another thing why I don't like going and buying other pigs, because I can't ever get the true story out of somebody on what breed they are or anything. All my pigs down here, there's no main breed. I don't have any main bloodline down here. They're all mixed. They're all mixed breeds. They're just raised on the ground. They're raised on the dirt. And that's what most people prefer. They don't really care. I don't sell any show pigs. I don't have any real good bloodline pigs. I just got some feeder pigs down here. They're raised on the dirt. They do good in the cold weather. They don't get sick all the time. If it does rain for a couple of days and it's in the 30s and 40s, you need to keep an eye on them. I'm going to take you guys outside real quick. There's a couple things I want to touch on. People ask me why my pigs aren't out in pastures. So we're going to walk out here real quick. And I know most of the people that are asking me this have no idea about agricultural. I mean, not one bit. I'm going to step over here. Now these pens that I got here, I don't necessarily, let me get this set up better for you guys. These pens that I got here, I don't want my pigs out in the pastures. I mean, the pigs like their grass, and I go over in the high weeds off the road and I'll pick up, you know, 3 or 4 wheelbarrows worth of grass and I'll come in here and toss it in here to them. The main reason I don't want my pigs out on the pasture, roaming wherever they want, is because the time I need to go get them, I'll never be able to get them. And if I am able to get them, it's because I went down the road and asked 3 or 4 guys to come help me round up my sow. They're so much easier to have in these pens. People they obviously never done this before. They're so much easier to have in these pens. They're so much easier for me to have a run here, to move these pigs around. I hand feed them. I don't want them out there on the pasture. People that have done this for a living know what happens, especially with cattle. When you raise cattle just out in the middle of nowhere, you always look specifically on the cows for their ears. Pigs the same way. I mean, if you got a pig that his ears are straight up, that's going to be not all the time, but if you got a pig that his ears are just straight pointed up and the rest of them are just flopped over and they're kind of sagging, you can tell that pig right there is going to be trouble. That pig right there is probably going to just turn out to be a wild pig, and good luck catching him. You're going to need a group of people to go do it. I can't just go ask people to come help me down here. Friends are limited, and people that want to help are limited. So this is why I do not keep my pigs out on pastures. Now, the feeder pigs, if I have too many I can't put in here, they go down into the woods. And when I take them down in the woods, they have a paddock in their pen to where I can feed them in that paddock. They go inside of it, I can lock them up, and they got nowhere else to go but onto the trailer. That's a whole different video.